mean, absolutely shocking. Not only does something shocking and unexpected happen in this game, but one of these guys goes on to win the entire event. It's 3-0 Thursday, played 11th of December. With the white pieces is Majestic Camembert. He's the world's #1 chess player, and his opponent, he's always seen a move ahead, is playing with black here. Youngster, prodigy from Iran. Magnus going for a sideline Sicilian. Cena fights back fire with fire, and now Magnus thrusts in the center. They're playing online, chess.com, 3 minutes as you might have guessed. No time back per move, that's excrement. And Magnus doing something weird here, blocking his own bishop, but this is his point. He builds the banana hammock, tucks it into bed, and he's feeling particularly festive, so he goes for the 0-0-0. The joke there is that if you're writing it down over the board, you write 0-0-0 to indicate queenside castling. Okay, never explaining a joke, always a bad move. The pawn could be dropping if b4, so it's bolstered. Rook c8 x-rays the king, and always play king b1. Keep Lord Hans Feingold happy. We're 10 moves in, and white's got a great position. If you want to learn openings like this, fighting chess, use Lotus Chess. Links in the description. I just hit my 42-day streak. It's completely free to get started. It will finally take you to that next level. Bishop b4 is now played. It's a nasty pin. The all-powerful engine doesn't like it, but it allows d5, and bang, there it goes, thrusting in the center of the board. So Magnus takes action, puts the question. Now dropping off looks nice, and if pawn b4, best move, can you not do this? Smash through. It's absolutely terminal, surely. d4 on the way, taking, top move, or one of them. Knight takes. Look at all the pressure here. Awful, but you can calmly play queen c1. And because of the counter threat on the queen and pinning the knight, this isn't actually winning. I mean, yeah, you can take with check, but you've got a problem, and white unravels. So that's why takes. You can't back off. Magnus now picks up the legendary bishop bear. They're firing across the board, as we can see, but this is Cena's point. He thrusts in the center, kicks back the knight. Obviously, that one has to be supported, so it is. And he's saying, fine, I've blunted your strong bishop that's unopposed. Now I'm going to attack your king. Magnus could play with these pawns here, but he plays instead pawn c3. Very nice move, breaking up the structure. It is a bit loosening, so Cena targets this pawn. Taking was technically a bit stronger, but this is the game. Magnus allows the pawn to drop. Really astute understanding, just saying, fine, open up my king, but you haven't got knight c5. You have to now take in the center. We get a mass liquidation, and this favors me. Look at how the board has now opened up for this guy. Good luck with the king feeling safe over here. Queen e7 played, not allowing the exchange. Castle's on the way, rook d8, try and make this queen look silly, but great move by Magnus. Offering the exchange, making castles impossible, and so the best move played in the game is queen takes on b4, but just listen to the roar from Magnus's fans. They know he loves an endgame with the queens off. No rook c4, this guy's got it covered. So we see king e7, connecting the rooks like that. The queen's a powerful piece in the endgame. King, sorry, just checking you're awake. Now we see bishop e2 connecting these ones, and someone is about to get rook rolled. The d-file, they call it the chopping block. Here go all the pieces. Are we shaking hands and going home? No siree. Magnus has the bishops. Magnus has an open board. Magnus is going to press. He brings in the king first. Bishop c4 check. King e3 played. Never actually checked. Why not king d4? Is there something wrong with that? Okay, apparently the knight can come back. Stop the advance. You've blocked the bishop. Okay, king e3 played. Now we see pawn g6. And this is such an instructive moment. Because what do you think Magnus played in this position? He played the shocking Bishop takes on f6. I mean, we've not seen something that strange since he fell asleep at a World Chess Championship, playing against the man himself, loves himself some mushrooms on the pizza.
Mushrooms.
Now, why would you give up your bishop, your unopposed dark square bishop? Well, this is the point, king d4. You step in an incredibly powerful way. You're not blocking that bishop that would have been sat here. The knight can't bounce back to stop the advance into here. Bad arrow, sorry. And this is really the point. King e6, and it's white in control and domination of the centre. But don't go king c5. Great way to let a draw go. Can even end up worse in these lines. Great way to lose the game. Trap your bishop. I had some fun clicking. So, f4 from Magnus. This is how you stop the advance. And black's in a world of pain. Check, king c6, bishop check looks so natural, but Magnus plays the aggressive pawn g4, looking for f5, e6, force through a passer, and he's daring black to play bishop here. Stop the check. We'll then look at this. Say black plays a waiting move, and you bounce round. And once you exchange those bishops, the end game is hopelessly lost because you're going to create the passer one way or another, and that's all she wrote. So let's run back. No bishop. We saw instead king b6, trying to get the passer going on the queen side, which Sina does here. Playing a5, takes with check. He's got a runner of his own, very good, but Magnus is so much faster, and he now steps in with king c5. Now, he was already pressuring the bishop. I think there's another idea behind this move. We're going to see it. The bishop steps away so the pawn can advance. Bishop h5, pressures here. Why not just push straight away? Takes, whoops, not that one. Takes f6. Well, we're going to see. Now b4, obviously, we get this one advancing, takes, and e6. Sorry, f6. I'm all over the place. Beers yesterday, Christmas curry, trying to find my feet. And of course, the pawn's going to advance. It's in the delivery suite, so you have to go here to stop that advance. And this is why the bishop was bounced around to h5 earlier. Now when you push, you can let that one take and win an entire bishop. And by the way, I think this is why the king stepped to c5 before all of this stuff, because then when e5 came, it didn't come with check. Some deep stuff. King a4 is played, supporting the advance. Magnus steps in. He allows the pawn to gallop on because he takes here. One more step. Now his bishop covers. And as you can see, by the all-powerful bar over here, white is killing it. Completely lost. But let's just back up one move. Why not go king f6 here? Surely. Quick sample line. We're in the back cave. King can't get close. You shoulder it off. Something like this. And the king just has to give ground. Pawn runs through. Just looks so clean. So simple. King f6. Magnus doesn't do it. He bounces with the bishop to b1. h5 is now played. h4 in response. Fine. You're going to want to get this one down to the promised land. King c5 is played. King f6. Here they go. But Magnus has made the win so much trickier for himself. Because now he has to play the move. Bishop f5. And it's to cut this king from stepping round. And white's still technically winning. Something like this. You can probably guess where this is headed now, right? Some absolute craziness. Shenanigans on the board. This is one sample. We don't see bishop f5. We see the move. Bishop a2. And would you look at the onlookers? They can hardly believe what they're seeing here. It's just thrown away the win. Because king d7 is now played. And if you play king f7 to block the king's progress, well, it just bounces back and forth. You're not actually going anywhere. So we see this move. Now king e8. Magnus heads in to block off the advance. We get a few more repeated moves. But eventually, the white king has to go and pick up this black pawn. It's what we see happen. This is the game. Sina plays king f8. He would step in here and then here. So Magnus now blocks him off. The bishop also blocks this square, so he can't step in. But this is the point now. of having this pawn here, of not stepping soon enough with the king to win this pawn and run this one, you can now play b1 equals queen. And you distract the bishop, then step with the king, and this is a dead draw. If you had a dark squared bishop, you could kick the king from the corner, but it's the wrong bishop. So the king now steps across, this one steps in, and it's a dead draw. You can advance the pawn, something like this, but it doesn't matter. Black just waits in the corner forever, and you end up stalemating if you try and do something fancy, or you have to step away. You know, what would the move be here? And you stalemate, say you step away, well, the king steps in. You know, you make the draw. That is all she wrote. So Magnus draws it like this. I mean, absolutely shocking. Cannot remember the last time he threw away an endgame win like this. And Cena went on to win the entire event. 9.5 out of 11. Incredible blitz chess player he is. Hope you enjoyed, and have a look at the video on screen if you want to see more classic action between these two players. Thanks a lot for watching, and see you soon. Cheers.